Yep. So soil, water, nitrogen, are the accountants what's going into this season.
Over to you. Thanks.
Cool, thank you. Cheers, Bill. So the work I do is based on the Risk-Wise project, which is essentially better informing the decisions you make for a better outcome. And so I'll just start this year. I've done some soil sampling, build up not a story, but I guess a bit of a picture of what we might be able to expect going into this season. So the three big things I think that drive yield potential going into the season: stored soil moisture, timing of the break, as you all know, and then obviously growing season rainfall. So looking back to 2023, 22 was a big year, but for other reasons, that being growing season rainfall, and we had, everything just lined up perfectly. But then even going into 23, can anyone let me know how things look going into the season in regards to those two things? Lots of stored soil moisture, and you'll had early rains, I'm guessing. So the comparison coming into this season is so there was a lot of potential there in 23. 24 was what it was. Oh, that looks very different. Oh wait, that's better. All right, so each of the arrows marks the end of the growing season, marks stored soil moisture at the end of the growing season. So the last time, more or less, that at the end of the season that we got this dry was back in 21. So we've been, this probe was a Minipa, so yeah, not here, but I think still relative to here and what's going on. And then, like I said, we dug holes in the paddock, so we know what's going on, and I can tell you it's pretty dry. So what we're seeing is very low starting soil moisture, not really what you want to hear. And then using the soil sampling that I did, is starting soil moisture, we can paint a bit of a picture using yield profit of where our yields might lie for the rest of the season. So we have 100% chance of getting 0 tonne. Like the probability of that happening is 100%, and then we go down the other end. Best season, this is saying worst season ever, could be nothing. Best season ever, there could be 3 tonne. And this is just a model. Like I said, it's not fact. But what it does do is paint a bit of a picture, the difference between the nitrogen we know that's in the soil, and then perhaps the nitrogen we'll need, that's the gap between the green line and the blue line, we'll need to potentially achieve the yield. Fortunately, this is on a stubble, so chances are it's not going back into wheat, and more soil sampling across this farm showed us that almost all the pastures had plenty of nitrogen to reach this end of things. So I guess that's, I'm being the bearer of doom and gloom, but I guess that's a good story. That's a good side of it. And then moving on, so that's how the season potentially looking. And then moving on, as far as nitrogen goes, the 3 dots on the left with the green line through them, that's coming off the stubble. All the rest are coming off the pasture. The ones with no line through them are wheat pasture rotation. And then the ones that are sitting significantly lower than the rest, 2 cereals and then a pasture. So I think there's a bit of a story there. This value of soil testing is you can better your understanding of what's truly going on. You can make some really good, well, not guesses, but you can build a pretty good system. But yeah, putting a hole in the ground here or there will definitely spell things out a bit better. And that's about it.
Soil water.
There's not much.
That's the easy answer.
I guess I was just building a comparison between 23 and then this season. That's what more is there? Is there more?
Is there moisture on, sorry?
We'll have one question and then we'll just have a chat about all the other information.
Have you seen moisture on the medics?
I think I have, but only on soil types that will allow for that. The depth, deep rooting depth, and that'll be moisture from the back of 23. That's still sitting there.
So Jake, so all the yield profit sites, sorry, I thought you were talking about moisture. You did mention to me yesterday of all the yield profit sites that you monitor around the place. The crops were at crop well limit, not below, pretty much, is that right? And they can get below.
Yeah, if weeds play well, it's as low as it gets. So what we're banking on is rainfall between now and the end of 25.
Okay. I'm going to let you have a couple of minutes again at your tables.